Good morning to all of you. I am Dr. Sania Gill, Head of Department of Hospital Administration and Management in Desmarch College for Women in Firozpur, Punjab. Here, I would like to share some knowledge on the topic of hospital-acquired infection. Hospital-acquired infection is also known as nosocomial infection. It infection developing in patient after admission to the hospital which was neither present nor in the incubation period at the time of the hospitalization. They may become evident during patient stay or after their discharge. These are also known as hospital-acquired infection, hospital-associated infection as well as hospital infections. Epidemiological triad. It contains agent factors, host factors and environmental factors. Then the sources of hospital-acquired infection. It contaminated hospital environment which includes instruments, fluid, food, air and medication. Then invasive devices. It contains urinary catheter, vascular catheters, endotracheal tubes, wounds, endoscopes. Then the medical personnel, colonized, infected, transient and carriers. Then the patient flora which contains gastrointestinal, respiratory, etc. Then the sources of infection. Endogenous. Patient's own flora may invade patient tissue during some surgical operation or instrumental manipulation. Normal commensals of the skin, respiratory, GI, UG trait. Then the exogenous from another patient, staff member, environment in the hospital. Environmental sources, inanimate object, air, water, food, cross-infection from other patient, hospital staff suffering from infections or asymptomatic carriers. Modes of transmission. There are 5 modes of transmission which is contact, vector-borne, airborne, droplet and common-vehicle. Then the contact route of transmission may occur through 3 routes: direct contact, indirect contact and droplet contact. Direct contact, this is the image of the direct contact. And then indirect contact, it contains physical transfer between hospital personnel and patient or between patient. In indirect contact, it contains personal contact of the hospital personnel with infected instrument, dressing, materials, etc. due to improper handling of used instruments and equipments. In droplet contact, droplet generated by coughing, sneezing or respiratory tract procedures such as bronchoscopy and suction. Consider as contact transmission as droplets do not travel more than 3 feet. Airborne route of transmission. Tiny droplet nuclei that remain suspended in air, that is 5 microns. Dust particles inhaled by the susceptible host. Common vehicle route. Transmitted indirectly by material contaminated with the infectious agents, example contaminated food, water, blood products, instruments and other items. Then the vector-borne route of transmission. Transmission through disease-carrying organisms such as insects, mosquitoes, fleas, etc. Then the agent of nosocomial infection. These are 3: virus, bacteria and fungi. In bacteria, gram-positive Staphylococcus aureus and Staphylococcus epidermidis. In gram-negative, it contains Pseudomonas and Acinetobacter and Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Then viruses which contain blood-borne infection, HBV, HCV, HIV and other rubella, varicella, SARS, and fungi contain Candida and Aspergillus. Types of infection. Urinary tract infection, surgical wound infections, lower respiratory infections, traumatic wounds and burns infection, primary bacteremia and gastrointestinal tract, central nervous system. Then common sites of infection. It contains urinary tract, surgical wounds, respiratory tract, skin, bacteria, other. Common nosocomial infection. First of all, UTI. Most common HAI, 40% of nosocomial infection, usually associate with catheterization of instrumentation of urethra, bladder or kidneys. Example, Crowley, proteus, etc. Then pneumonia, respiratory infection, leading cause of mortality in patients suffering from HAI during expiration, in unconscious patients on pulmonary ventilation, etc. Then wounds and skin sepsis follow surgical procedure where causative agents are introduced into the tissue during operation. Higher in elderly patient, manifest within a week of surgery. Non-surgical wounds due to burn, bed sores, and then the gastrointestinal infection, food poisoning due to salmonella, exterotoxic manifestation due to contamination of cooked food, diarrhea, then bacteremia and septicemia. Bacteria invasion of bloodstream in various HAIs, mostly caused by infected intravenous canal, gram-negative, then tetanus. Then what are the prevention of nosocomial infection? Administration of antibiotic therapy to the carrier staff or source patient to destroy the pathogenic agent. Proper sterilization and disinfection of inanimate objects. This helps to control the source of infection. Disinfection of excreta infecting material is necessary to control the exit point of infection. Transmission can be controlled by the regular washing of hands, disinfection of equipments, and change of working clothes. Use of sterile dressing, surgical gloves, and face masks further contribute in control of nosocomial infection. Preoperative disinfection of patient skin, proper investigation of HAI, and treatment of such cases. Then the hands are the most important vehicle of transmission of HCAI. Then what are the routine hand wash? There are the 6 steps. Then Hospital Infection Control Committee, that is known as HICC. Every hospital must have an effective hospital acquired infection control committee responsible for the control of HAI. The members of the hospital ICC should reflect the spectrum of clinical services and administrative arrangement of the healthcare facility. The committee should include chief executive or hospital administrator or medical superintendent, clinical microbiologist, infection control officer, infection control nurse, infectious disease physician if available, chief of nursing services, medical record officer if available, representative from the major clinical specialties, additionally representatives of any other department, pharmacy, maintenance, housekeeping, etc. may be invited as necessary. What are the functions? To formulate and update policies on matter related to hospital infections, review and approve surveillance and infection prevention program, emergency of drug resistance, use of different antimicrobial agents, proper sterilization and disinfection procedure, to assess and promote improved practice at all levels of health facility, to obtain and manage critical bacteriological data and information including surveillance data, to ensure appropriate staff training, safety management, development of policies for the prevention and control of infection, to develop its own infection control manual, monitor and evaluate the performance of program, to recognize and investigating outbreaks of infection in the hospital committee. Then hospital infection control. Reduce patient exposure to pathogens, reduce the number and virulence of nosocomial pathogens, use of aseptic technique during patient care, hand washing is most important, proper isolation of patient known or suspected of heart-borne infectious diseases. Whenever possible, avoid crowding wards, use gloves whenever it is necessary. Wash hands immediately after glove removal and between patients. Mask, eye protection, gown, wear during activities likely to generate splashes or spray, gown protection skin and soiling of clothing. Then shocks. Avoid recapping of needles, avoid removing needles from syringes by hand, place use sharps in puncture resistant containers. Ensure clean environment. Establish policies and procedure to prevent food and water contamination. Establish a regular schedule of hospital cleaning with appropriate disinfection in, for example, wards, operating theatres and laundry. Dispose of medical waste safely. Needles and syringes should be incinerated. Other infected waste can be incinerated or autoclaved for landfill disposal. Then standard safety measure to minimize infection. Assume that all specimens patient are potentially infectious for pathogen. All blood specimen or bloody fluid must be placed in leak-proof, impervious bag for transportation to the laboratory. Use gloves while handling blood and body fluid specimen and other objects exposed to them. Then limit use of needles and syringes to the situation for which there are no other alternatives. Biological safety hands should be used for laboratory work. All potentially contaminated materials of laboratory should be decontaminated before disposal or reprocessing. Always wash hand after completing laboratory work. Remove all protective clothing before leaving the laboratory. Thank you.